Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kimberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. Traditional style novels tend to put a great deal of emphasis on the plot of a story. And while we do get to know the characters, they aren't always the focus of the novel. Let's take a look at a police procedural that's also a traditional mystery today and turn the spotlight on Steve Bentham's Overwhelming Evidence. Christopher Bentham is a low-rent private investigator with an office in a rundown area of London's Soho district. One morning, his secretary comes in to find he's been stabbed. Detective Chief Inspector Hayden Bentley is called to the scene and soon begins his investigation. It's clear from the forensic evidence that Bentham was killed by someone he knew, or at least didn't fear. A look into his personal life doesn't get Bentley very far, as the victim wasn't married and wasn't into drugs, gambling, or prostitution. So Bentley takes the next logical step and considers Bentham's clients. After all, Bentham knew a lot of secrets. To find out more, Bentley looks at the case files that Bentham was working on at the time of his death. He interviews the clients, and it's not long before he finds several motives for murder. He also finds that almost all of those clients are hiding something. And some of them are outright lying to him. So he's going to have to find out the truth about several of Bentham's cases if he's going to find out who the killer is and what the motive is. So what are the elements in this novel? What keeps it going? Well, as I said, the novel is billed as a police procedural, and it is one. We follow Bentley and his team as they gather and make sense of evidence, talk to those involved in the case, and put the pieces of the puzzle together. There's a solid working team here, too, so there's not a focus on turf building, backstabbing, and other police politics. Bentley depends on his team, and he knows it, so he's not dismissive of them. We also see how modern police investigation relies on forensics and other professional input to get results. That said, this is also in its way a PI novel. As the police investigate, we learn about Bentham's business and that of other London PIs. Sometimes it's a sordid search for proof of infidelity. Sometimes it's other things. Bentham's clientele wasn't what you'd call elite. So Bentley's investigation takes him to some of the poorer and less sophisticated parts of Soho. The novel is told in third-person past tense, from Bentley's point of view. So we do learn a bit about him. He's married, and although the time he spends at work is a bone of contention at home, he's not one of those fictional detectives with a failing marriage. He enjoys classical music and the occasional drink, but he's not one of those damaged detectives who can't stay away from the bottle. Interestingly, although we do get glimpses of Bentley's home life, it's a minor part of the plot. This is, as I say, a more traditional style mystery, and that shows in that aspect. The focus is on the plot. And Bentham solves the case by putting clues together and making sense of what he finds. As with a lot of traditional style mysteries, there's not a great deal of violence and no real explicitness. That said, Bentley does interact with some down-and-out characters, and Bentham had some down-and-out clients. And Bentham doesn't gloss over the lifestyles or attitudes. The solution to the mystery is a bit more complex than it seems on the surface. Bentley passed the eyes to draw the right conclusions, but in the end, he finds out the truth. Overwhelming Evidence is a police procedural that focuses on a murdered PI and his clients. It features a look at Soho, a traditional style investigation, and a detective who uses his common sense and the evidence to get at the truth. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kimberg. Thanks for watching.